Ladies and gentlemen.
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 Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime. Are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready? Let's go.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me lies now, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Do you want it? Can you feel me? No. Can you handle it? Right? Do you want it? Don't put your love on hold. I can't take it anymore. Don't put your love on me now. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Give me your love, no holding, no. We can take it to the stars where you wanna go. The things that we can do, don't need to prove you know. Honey, I got what you want. Yeah. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me no lies, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Say you want it.
Wow, I had a heck of a time getting here, but I got here. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. If you want to know a little bit more about making awesome content, you are at the right place at the right time. And today we're going to be digging into some golden nuggets that you definitely don't want to miss, because it's going to save you time and help you fast track that path to being able to make a little bit of money. Who's that sound good to? Sounds good to me. Anyhow, if you're here with me live, let me know that you're here with me live. And let me know where you're tuning in from. I had a couple little tech hiccups right before I was coming live. Go figure, right? So just as I pushed the live button, I accidentally hit my cam link, and then my computer was disconnected and all this other fun stuff. But it serves as a reminder, even from yesterday, what we went through with a couple of tech hiccups from Facebook. You've got to learn to just go with the punches. And I'm hoping that what we experienced yesterday can serve as a reminder to you. Sometimes you've got to keep going. You can't like stop and pause and try to do tech stuff. If you have a solid stream, you see other people that are online, keep going. And I did go back, I looked at that Facebook video, all of it rendered with no interruptions. So I'm thinking it was most likely something going on with Facebook, and that kind of stuff happens. I remember a couple of years ago, there was something that was going on with the Facebook live stream where it was down for like a week. That was terrible. And it was in different patchy spots. So, keep that in mind if you're planning events. Do you have an alternative backup plan for where you're streaming your content? So today, we are exclusively streaming this content in the group. However, I did also stream it to YouTube in case there are any more tech hiccups. So hopefully, no, what does it say? Facebook happening again. No kidding. It's a shame. It's a shame. I don't know what they're doing. I've got a solid signal. One of the things that I also recommend that you do is you always check your internet connection. That's what I was doing in the background when I was getting those messages. But these are things that are going to happen. So today, we're going to just roll with it. If something crazy happens, I'll re-record it and upload it because today we've got some juicy nuggets. You don't want to miss out. So, hey, let's say hello to a couple people and see what's going on. Good for me so far. Okay, that's good news. We'll take more of that. Northern Michigan's in the house. We got some snow today down here in mid-Michigan. I can feel it. I can feel it. And Dale from Connecticut, did you guys get snow yet? If not, it's coming your way. Get prepared. So, Chef Leroy, I'm so grateful you're here. And the fabulous Shayna Melissa from Long Island. It's always good to have you around. And we love our peeps down in New Zealand, especially since you're getting up probably in the middle of the night to come hang out. How cool is that? You get a DJ horn every time you show up. You night owl. I love it. And I like Shayna's little dollar signs. And tomorrow we're going to be digging into some really cool ideas that you can lean into to generate some income. So real quick, if you have not signed up for the challenge, go do it real quick. ElizabethMorosco.com/get motivated. And the reason why, I give you all kinds of extra freebies that you don't get if you're just in the group. So go sign up and let me know, are you ready to get motivated and start creating some awesome content? Videos, blogs, and podcasts. Well, today we're going to dig in for day number 2 and have a chance to show you some things that you can implement in your practices that will save you so much time and help you create a more solid production. You don't want to go through all this effort and then it's a little bit rough around the edges. So we're going to be digging into some of that today and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm grateful for all of you that did come, hang out. If you know somebody that you think this would benefit, share the group link with them. Let them know. Get on in here. It's free. The videos are going to be in the group for 1 week. Actually, next Tuesday, I'll take all of the videos down Tuesday at midnight. So if you didn't happen to catch the video, watch it on the replay. You got till Tuesday. And then it goes into our members archive library. And if you're interested in knowing more about that, I'm going to be talking to you about that tomorrow. So, but for now, let's dig in. And we're going to be talking about planning your show flow. So, yesterday's homework with the cell phone. How did you guys do? Did you do the assignment? I'd love to know what your impression was after viewing those videos. Hey, Shayna, thank you for dropping that link. Yes, ElizabethMorosco.com/get motivated. But I would love to know from you, what was your impression of your video from listening to it and then also just watching it? I'd love to know. Let me see. What did you say? It did help. It's good. It's good. And this is something I really want you guys to start doing regularly. It can be cringeworthy at first, but you're going to learn things. You're going to get better. Have you ever watched like a boxer and they'll go back and they'll watch, or even football players, they'll go back and they'll watch a past fight that they had or a past game, and they see where they messed up, where it was like, oh my gosh, I moved this way and I should have moved that way. They figure out better ways to perform. And the same thing with you. When you're producing this content, you're first going to start off a little bit shaky. You know, we were talking about those training wheels yesterday, and then eventually being able to improve and move from my training wheels to a full-fledged mountain bike. And the same thing with the content you're creating for videos and podcast and your blogs. You're going to get better with time. So go at that continually, even after this challenge. If you do a live stream, go back and watch it, but just make sure when you're doing that you have a kind and loving heart, and you're looking at it for terms of improving, not sabotaging. There's a big difference, and it can creep up on you quickly, you know, so be mindful of that. And I've got a fun assignment for you later today. I look forward to sharing that with you. But let's get a little bit more into, yesterday we covered vision for success. Today we're going to talk about show flow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something that's a lot of fun, different ways to generate income. And this could be income, whether you're subsidizing, working a 9 to 5, you want to do this full time. Maybe you have a successful business and you want to take it to this next level. You're still going to be able to infuse these ideas. And the cool thing is, when you start creating wealth for yourself, that's where you can start leaving a legacy for your kids, your grandkids. And it's not just surviving and living paycheck to paycheck. Now, does that sound good to you, to be able to have some financial freedom? Sounds good to me. So tomorrow, make sure that you come back 4 p.m. And each day after each session, we do have our VIP experience. You can still go over there to elizabethmorosco.com/get motivated. And here, Shayna had dropped the link earlier, but there's a link. Go register. For instance, today, some of the VIPs got some extra little goodies, and the others that have registered, I've got something fun that's going to come for you later tonight or in the morning. So keep an eye out in your email, and we'll get that over to you. All right, so today, just make sure you come with an open mind. Turn off your devices, stay focused, and let's make the most of this time that we have together. Let me just say hello to a couple people that popped up. Chef Leroy said he did his homework. High five, way to go. Love it. Did the assignment. I noticed I said a lot of ums and ahs. I'm guilty of that too. One trick that I can give you is, often we'll use the word when we're trying to figure out the next sentence. If you can practice pausing and not saying anything, like when you do the just work on, you know, shutting your lips and not saying the just like hold it internally. And the more that you practice it, the better it'll get. And Sheena said, I did too many. I kept viewing the camera from the side angle, so when I redid it was much better. Rocka girl! Woo-hoo! Yes! I love it. I love it. Those small wins add up so quickly. And Jacqueline, what great help. Too many ums. And this is common with so many of us. And in fact, the software I'm going to show you later, when you're transcribing a video, it will remove the ums, which is really cool. I might sneeze. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Chef Leroy, you're going to practice some more. That's fantastic. And one of the ones I'm guilty of, I revealed it in the VIP yesterday. I'm notorious for saying so. So don't pick on me. All right. So, and my website is actually elizabethmorosco.com. I think somebody already hit Liz Morosco. All right, and we have, oh, yeah, there we go. We always have to have one douchebag. Oh, boy. Okay, I think I might have to get a moderator in there in the group. Okay, hold on one second, because I'm not going to live stream and then have some freakazoid dropping. So whoever that is about to get banned. I don't know if you saw, they're putting something in there. About first time this has happened to me, you guys. I've heard other live streamers that have had even worse than that. But let me see. Oh, you know what? They're on YouTube. Son of a gun. All right, well, I'm going to just be sensitive and not show his comments. And then we'll go back and we'll block that later. All right, so hopefully we can get through this. Hey, girls, S4XYZ. Can you go find someplace else to go? We're actually trying to find ways to make legitimate money and to help people. So go troll someplace else if you can for now. All right, we're digging in. We're digging in. All right, so those little things that will distract you. All right, one of the things that I did want to share with you again, because we had a lot of interruptions in the stream yesterday, and it's important for you to know, like, what are the benefits of you doing this? So I just want to share this one more time so you can really think about it and ways that this might apply to your business. So for starters, this does have an approach of long-term shelf life when you're dealing with videos and podcasts and even blogs. And with YouTube, the information is over time. So, just be willing to invest that and think not just a video for today, that's a video people could look at a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. Also, videos are a fantastic way for helping you solidify your sales process, whether through your marketing and sales funnel or even sending information to communicate with your clients. One of the big things that all of us should be doing is reusing all of these long stream videos and repurposing it for short snippets. As you can see from a lot of the things happening with social media, short format video is the way to go. But there's a time and place for longer format videos like what we're doing for these 3 days. So keep that in mind. Also, lead generation and networking. So there may be other things that are available for your business to be super successful, but you've got to connect with the right people. So you going live, put yourself out there personally so people can really make that connection. Also, online credibility, it's a legit thing. If you're showcasing what you're doing and it's not just a drive-by random video, you're going to eventually build an audience of people that are following you that want to have the knowledge that you have. And it puts you in a position of authority. So remember that. Also, if you're going through maybe something in your life where maybe you're going to get a full-time job, understanding video is detrimental if you're doing any type of career transition. Why? Even an interview. They're doing so many of those through video. So remember that. And also, it can be just a really fun, creative outlet. So dig in, have a little bit of fun. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about income along with expenses, because you can say that you made a $100,000 sale, but if your expenses are $99,990, now you're not going to like just $10, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit more too. And today, let's dig in. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Yeah. This is the stuff where it's all about doing something great. So creating content is incredible. It is powerful. And you just got to get motivated to have some of the right things in place so that you can actually get there gracefully. All right. One thing that I've learned over time of being an entrepreneur is that our brain works a little bit different than just shoving it all in one bag. If you can learn to compartmentalize different tasks that you have to do, it's going to help you improve your productivity dramatically. And it's also going to allow things to just flow smoother. So when you're doing this type of work, you have a couple things to think of. Number one, brainstorming out all of your ideas, having a clear game plan and attack and action, what's happening, and all the tools to get there will come down the line when you get into production. So that could be stuff like your software, your hardware, your whole process flow, all of that good stuff that allows you to create superb content. So, and then the last one is you create all this content, but how do you manage it? You end up with this great big video. How do you utilize it? How can you do things in a way that's not going to make you feel like you're sinking while trying to get everything out into the public domain? And today we're going to dig into that. And the first one is really important because this is the heart of all of your content where you're talking about things that are going to be interesting to your avatar. Remember when we were talking about that yesterday? Things that are going to resonate with them where they'd want to come and tune in. So if you're talking about golf and it's somebody that has no interest in golf, they like airplanes, you need to make some adjustments maybe. But finding that voice is going to be absolutely detrimental. I just realized that I didn't show my last screen. Here we go. So, but this is the thing, getting into that brainstorming and doing the research will save you a lot of time. And those are the type of things that will help you have a better organic reach. But that's up to you to really invest in that instead of just skimming or doing a last minute, I'm going to do a quick video. Create your content with purpose. Map it out. Understand what is your main message. And we're going to dig into that a little bit more later on at the end of this little training session here. So understanding that can bring you a lot of success, but just thinking about it is going to get you nowhere. If you really want to be able to build your momentum, one of the things that you need to do is make your ideas concrete. So going through the brainstorming process and then start attaching like specific dates, specific information of people that are assigned to it. When will that task be due? How long are you expecting, that video to be? Don't just say, I want to do a video series, period. No, you've got to nail it down and start becoming more solid with your game plan in your head. So making your ideas concrete is going to come to you becoming ultra specific and then mapping it into your calendar and not just saying, hey, it's not going to be enough. Facebook is flopping out again. All right, let me see if I can go over to YouTube, and I'm going to drop a link. I'm glad that I did this. This was our lesson from yesterday. I'm going to grab a link to my channel. It's still kind of new, if you say, but if you can go over there and see, hold on one second. Let me put this on pause. All right, so thanks for your patience, you guys. Okay, I'm going over into the Facebook group right now, and I'm dropping the YouTube link. So if you want to go over there, super cool. It would be great. If you could hit the subscribe button, you could help me, because I do want to eventually build out that channel. I've invested too much focus strictly into Facebook, and it's one of the things my coach has been saying, like, you've got to stop that. So maybe this is destiny. So anyhow, go check that out. It's at the top of the stream right now in the group. It says day 2, get motivated, planning, show, flow. All right, so here we go. But those ideas having a concrete are absolutely detrimental. One of the other things is, if you can get to a place that you have a trusted system already up and going and you can just hop in and make content, it's so much easier than when you first start. You're trying to figure out the software, setting up your hardware, figuring out how all of these things work. But even worse than that, imagine this. You go through all of that effort, and then on top of it, maybe you're putting it back in a bag or in a drawer, and then you got to set it up again. So if it's possible, and I know that we all have different spaces, but if it's possible for you to set up a little corner in your house, for you to have a place to live stream where everything's ready to go, your audio, your microphone, your camera, your monitor, your lights, where you just can hop on and start creating content, even that part is a lot. It'll make it more likely that you're going to do it versus I've got to get all that stuff out. I've got to set it up. So it may take you doing a little bit of rearrangement in your house or wherever it is that you stream from, but this can be a complete game changer because it eliminates a lot of the excuses for you not going live or doing your podcast or whatever it is that you're going after. So consider doing that. And even the things like the software, it can become easy to start flopping all over and trying all different kinds of software. I really want to encourage you to find one that you love for streaming and really embrace it. And I did go through that journey of trying OBS and StreamYard and Restream, and I still do like Restream. It works great with Ecamm, and BeLive and all of them, because I want to get a flavor. And for me, my favorite by far is Ecamm, and it is for Mac users, but it's powerful. And one of the things I actually had to do is purchase another Mac that's dedicated specifically for live streaming and my video editing. And I didn't realize the impact from live streaming, how much resources it takes. And I would keep cutting out if I was doing like a demo in Canva, or all sorts of different things would happen. So finding that perfect spot for you is important. But the one thing I do want to tell you that a lot of people don't tell you when you first start out, you might be able to first start off with the computer that you have using maybe Restream or whatever, but there's a strong likelihood for you to be able to really power it up if you're doing, live demos or heavy files that you might have to go up. And if you do that, I want to encourage you that you have one computer that's dedicated strictly to your streaming. It'll make your life easier. That might be long term, down the road, but think of it in your head, if this is something that you want to start doing full time, to have the right equipment so that you're ready to go. But be patient with yourself. I didn't go and purchase all of my items in one day or even 1 year. It's over time. And then something else always comes up. Like Apple's getting ready for the next, I think it's the M2. So, it's going to happen. Just like the cell phones. They always get something new. All right, so having that in place, though, will be a huge benefit and a push for you to be able to stay motivated and actually create your content. And the big thing is you've got to do it daily. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. You're going to find different hiccups. Hiccups aren't going to leave you frozen like a deer in the headlights of, I don't know what to do. Well, you might still have some of those. In fact, I hit it yesterday. I was contemplating, do I end the stream or do I keep going? And fortunately, I kept going, because even though Facebook was screwing up and booting people out and doing whatever, the whole video rendered. Isn't that weird? But those things happen. All right, so as you start getting into this a little bit more, this is something else that was something I had to learn, is different formats are going to have different demands. Whether you're doing a show that is solo, maybe you have a co-host, maybe you have a guest that comes in for a special interview, or even things that are like recorded or a live stream or a webinar. All of these different format strategies of video are going to bring different demands. So start practicing, and then you're going to find different things that are hiccups. And I always say hiccups are opportunities. So start practicing these different styles and then finding out, what do you need to prove? What hiccup happened? How can you improve that? But a regular stream of like me going live into just like YouTube and Facebook is one set of demands. If I start going live, I bring in somebody I'm interviewing, or even 3 or 4 people that I'm interviewing, and then I'm streaming to 7 different places, I'm putting a lot of demands on my system. You need to have like 5 to 10 megabytes to upload for your internet speed. A lot of people look at the download speed. That's not what matters. When you're live streaming, it's your upload. How fast are you going to share that information up onto the internet? So practice makes perfect. But even when you practice, you got to remember different formats have different demands. Does that make sense to you? I'd love to know if that makes sense to you, hopefully. But this is where we're at in building our business. It's always going to evolve, and it's always going to change. So this is something that is the core of all of it, is creating and then publishing your content. So having some things in place, like your strategy for even onboarding the people that you're going to have an interview with. You don't want to have them coming on to do a live stream with you, and then you're trying to figure out all of these details, like how do you spell your name? What's your title? What are you talking about? Tell me a little bit about your background. You should have an onboarding process, and that could be as simple as creating a Google Doc that you can send to the person you're going to interview and have them fill out specific questions that are going to help you produce a beautiful show. But having that in place and ready to go is key, instead of waiting until you're there starting to have an interview. And keep it short and simple. People don't have time to fill out a 10-page survey. You just need to get the basics so that you can create an amazing show experience for your guest and also all of your viewers. And then software that you can use with making your content better and more accessible has never been easier. Absolutely never. So one of my favorite pieces of software I just stumbled upon is Descript. And in fact, I went on there today. I was just on there today, and they updated the whole platform. So I've got to kind of relearn some of the things that they put out there, but it's supposedly even better. And I thought it was awesome before. So taking the time to go do that for your business, like having that software, will be a huge time saver, where you could actually get to the point of saying, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to edit in Final Cut, or I don't have to hire a editor, because all of these things take time and it costs money. So one of the things I want to share with you, if you want to go over to Descript and try this out, you can check out a free 7-day trial, and it's pretty amazing. Let me see if we can play. Well, you know what? I'm not going to play their video just in case. But if you go over to ElizabethMorosco.com, wait a minute, it's not that one. Oop. Here we go. If you go to ElizabethMorosco.com/Descript, you can check out a free 7-day trial of it and have fun. Before you sign up, have at least like one video that you'd like to try this out on. It has the super capability of literally uploading your video. Now, the thing you got to remember when you're uploading these videos, it takes time. Sometimes it takes even longer than the length of the video to be able to render something or compress. But Descript has done some really cool things to make it easy and to just be able to create these blogs and podcasts. So I want to encourage you to go check that out. If I want to know from you guys, are you working on podcasts, videos, blogs, or all of the above? Let me know. What is it? I'm working on all of the above for myself and trying to get a little bit better with the way that I'm doing some of the things in-house so that I can save time. So, but go check that out if you get a chance. I think that you'll definitely be happy. And it is a 7-day free trial, and have a little bit of fun with it. All right, so moving on really quick. This is one of the other things too that's super important. Make it real. Don't get in there and start editing every single thing nonstop, because it'll start to look fake. And right now, more than ever, people are craving truth. They're craving people to be real. So if you make a hiccup, I just hiccuped as I said that. As you make a hiccup, just know it makes you're a real person. You're not a robot. It's kind of cool, especially in this day and age. It's important for us to have that human factor. So don't get in there and overdo it with your edits. And don't overthink it. You can start to review one of your videos and say, oh, it's awful. I didn't like this and I didn't like that. And I don't like the way that I smirked and the way that my eyes look. Stop it. Most people aren't paying attention to that. They want to know the content and the message that you have. I mean, if you do something really crazy, they're going to notice. But that sometimes is you just being too self-critical. So just stop. Be kind to yourself. Be loving. and know that those are the things that aren't necessarily important. The other thing is get in there and experiment. Expand your skill set. Try new things. If it doesn't work out good, that's all right. That's all right. That's one of the things that's awesome about kids is they do things that are not quote unquote conventional. They try it, and if it doesn't work, they try something else. Too many of us in society have put ourselves in these little boxes of this is how we do it and this is the way it is. Try something new. Spice it up. Do something like do a swap. Let somebody come on your channel and you go on their channel. Find a oddball story format that you've never done before. Start integrating, playing around with filters or video or whatever is going to help you expand yourself. This is one other thing that I do want to share with you that is super cool that I just learned from a training that I attended last week. And it's super simple. But in the past, I was making my shorts where some of them were like 1 minute or 3 minutes or 30 seconds or like all over the place. And this gentleman was saying, just stop doing that. Just make all of your clips 60 seconds. That way you can use it across all of them. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. But word of caution, if you do a TikTok video, I notice like it'll download onto my phone, even if it's a video that I created on my phone and I upload it. For some reason, my setting is it saves to my phone with the TikTok logo. Do not upload those to Facebook. They do have AI that can detect that logo. I've done it a couple times myself accidentally, but if you can avoid it, avoid that. It'll save you a lot of headaches. There's some different software that you can get to remove that logo. But if you can, just be proactive and avoid it. Shayna said, I'm game. Who wants to swap up on lives? Yeah, I've seen that with several people. It can be a lot of fun. You just got to make sure that the people that you allow to do that, it's somebody that you trust. And, it's mutually a good thing for everybody. I'm doing longer form videos where I make things and I will make shorts from those videos. Well, if you are doing that, I'm going to tell you, you will absolutely love Descript. It's amazing. Such a time saver. And as I shared with you guys yesterday, I'm well versed on how to use Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro. I was using Final Cut Pro earlier today. There's a time and place for that. But for the most part, for what you're creating for social media content, Descript will work fabulous. Being able to quickly extract these little videos. It's so easy. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. So go do that free 7-day trial and come back and let me know what you think about it. Chef Leroy says, I want to work on all of the above. All right. Well, you're in the right place. We're going to keep doing that over the next couple days. So make sure that you don't get too crazy with the editing, you guys. It ruins it. It's like somebody that made a homemade, beautiful dish of pasta, and then they come in and they put some cheap cheese on it. Don't do that. One thing that tripped me out when I went to Italy is, I don't know if you know this, but they have different cheeses that go with different pastas. So a lot of times in the United States, we'll just say, Parmesan. It's not like that. So they have specific cheeses that go with different pastas. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a place that can be dangerous for me. I like that pasta too much. All right, so another thing, we're talking about the editing. Instead of getting caught up into the edits, what I'd rather you do is start looking at how can I improve my setup? What can I do with my lighting? How's my audio? In fact, I want to point something out to you, and I want to know if you hear the difference. Yesterday, my microphone, because I've got see if you can see it, I've got this microphone here. I didn't have it turned on. I had it turned on, but the computer had connected to its microphone and not this microphone. So go back and listen and tell me if you hear a difference in the quality of the audio. I'm going to go back and listen. I can't help myself. So anyhow, but check those things out. Also, your presentation design. Are you doing things that are making your presentation hard for people to read? You got to remember, a lot of people are watching on their phone. And even if they have it turned Landscape, that's not that big of a surface. So if you have a whole screen that's filled with text, it looks like dots. It looks like little squiggles. You can't see it. And also people get bored if they're just reading lots of text. Like this frame right here, borderline, there's a little bit too much text. A little bit too much. It could definitely be better, but it's a start. And the other thing is that so many of us, we get into, wanting to do live streaming or podcast, and we want to know about the tech and the hardware and the software and the fun stuff. All that stuff that makes you go, yeah, I want to work on that. Another thing that you need to work on or consider working on is your presentation skills. So it could be finding better ways to do storytelling, finding better ways to do sales presentations, public speaking. I had a chance when I worked at Ford, they sent me through their management Dale Carnegie training. It was like a 1-year program. I learned a lot, and they did it for a reason. They put me in there because they had me traveling at that time. I was doing a lot of international travel, and I specifically covered adaptive restraints, which are your airbags, and rear seat entertainment. So that's when the TVs were first coming out in the cars. And it was exciting and wonderful. But the reason why they put me in that position, or the reason why they put me in that training, was for that position, because I was doing public speaking and engaging with people about emerging technologies. There's a skill set that comes with it, and you can always find ways to improve. There might be times, maybe you mess up and your presentation stinks. You get back in there and you look at, how can I do better? What can I do to improve? But I don't know that it's necessarily just a natural gift. There's some people that are maybe more comfortable speaking with people, but when it comes to presenting and speaking, it's a different skill set. And I'm still trying to find ways to improve the way that I communicate. So this is an ongoing thing. It's not like, you don't just take a shower once, but most likely you're regularly showering. And the same thing with your presentation skills and even some of your tech skills. Find things that you can do to make your client experience a little bit better. And test. Find out, like looking at your metrics. Did things convert? Did they not convert? What kind of views did you have? And not even so much the views. That's not the number that matters. It's not. The numbers that really matter are your engagement, and then people that are taking on that call to action, clicking on a link, following through the next part of the journey. And also, a lot of us, myself included, we get guilty of trying to do it all on our own. As you start growing with this, you're going to have a team that can help you. You're one person. You can't do it all. And know your value. Understand what you can do that's really going to be able to serve your business, and then other things that maybe you don't want to master that skill set, and outsource it. Take the time to find the right people so that you're able to, create something awesome and do the part that you love. It's definitely right. Funny about the cheeses. Yeah. We don't want no cheap cheeses. I am a little bit finicky. I love cheese, but I like good quality cheese. All right, so hire your staff. Get the right people to help you, and you're going to go farther faster. But make sure that you're getting the right people that have the skill set. You're not trying to take your time, to just focus on what they need. You might have to do like a little bit of a training so people understand, the person that you're hiring understands what you need. But then you should be able to let them loose, like go at it. Like, I don't even want to know about that part. Just do it and deliver it. Check up on them though too. Also, this is a fun part, is preparing for success. How many of you know about storyboards? Love to know. How many of you have ever heard of what a storyboard is? These are pretty common, especially if you work with ad agencies and marketing companies, but with any kind of story, whether it's a video, a presentation, even like a concept of like a booth that you're designing, an event that you're designing, you typically, when you get into these productions, you create a pictorial along with some text that can help give you a visual idea of the flow of things that are going to happen. moving you from like entering into an event all the way to the exiting of the event. What are all the steps that are going to happen? Mapping it out and like clearly understanding. This also will help you so much, you guys, so much, to be able to stay focused on your goals, to make sure that the content that you're producing and pushing out there, did you get your core message out there that you needed to get out there? Did it match all of the things that you knew had to be done versus what actually went out there? So understanding this is important. It's sort of like an agenda on steroids, but simpler to view. It's like a quick scan. And we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. So this is something you can take a screenshot of it. For those that are in VIP, you will get access to all the slides. So you'll have this also. But if you want to take a screenshot of it, or even just write this down on a piece of paper, start your own Excel sheet, this is something that can be very helpful. Outlining your show agenda. What are the topics that you're going to talk about? What is the time that you're going to allocate to that subject? And then the last part, who is the person or website or video that's tied into it? So you know exactly what it is, where it's at, how long it's going to be. And if you can do this, it's going to make sure you have all the content in that show, that it's running smoothly. And one thing is, like when you're looking at your topic names, don't get like all crazy. Just keep it simple. How to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I wonder if you down in New Zealand, do you have peanut butter jelly sandwiches? What? I should have ate before I came today. I keep talking about food. Chef Leroy, it's your fault. So, but keep the topic name just very simple so it's easy for you to understand what that task is, that topic that you're supposed to talk about. Typically when I come and I do some sort of training or message online, I'll try to include 3 to 5, typically 3, main bullet points of I'm going to say these 3 tips, and I have them on my head. I know what I'm going to say. And the more that you practice this, you'll have it in the back of your head, but as your productions get bigger, you need to have this show agenda because there's so much going on that simple things can seem overwhelming. It's simple. It's just 3 points. Well, yeah, that plus 5,000 other things that you had going on. Write it down. Write it down, and you'll be happy that you did. This is something else, and this goes back to what I was talking to you guys before about creating a storyboard. And this could be something that you use, just adapt it. You know, you might start off with your countdown timer. And then as soon as you are done with the countdown timer, you might greet your guests. Hi, I'm so-and-so, we're digging in, we're talking about this. And that screen might have lower thirds that shoot across it with your name, your title, your website, or whatever it's important. And then later on, you might switch over, if you look further, you might switch over to where it says presentations. And it could be you presenting, like how I am with you right now. And then another one would be, like, let's say that you're having some guests. It was you and a guest that was coming. You might need to make sure that that scene has lower thirds with their titles. And then you might have another screen where it's just the presentation or a video or something that's a focal point. And then wrapping up your stream, what do you have? You've got to do a call to action. You've got to conclude and wrap it up. And what I love about Ecamm, by far my favorite live streaming software, is that it allows me to really track all of these different pieces without having to remember, wait a minute, was that set up? And in fact, if you want to go check out Ecamm and get a free trial of Ecamm, this is for Mac users, you can go to elizabethmorosco.com/Ecamm. That'll give you a link to do, I think it's a free 7-day trial for that. It might be 14-day. No, I think it's 7, but go check it out. And it's one of those things that it can make your life a lot easier if you have software that's doing a lot of the work for you. And I want to see if I can do, hold on, I want to show you something. Wait 1 second here. Oh, I don't know where the button's at. I was going to try to show you guys a live demo. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you turn on live demo. All right, can you see me? Oops, one more second. Thanks, guys, for your patience. Oops. There we go. Took a minute. All right. I don't know if it's showing the full screen. Yeah, you guys should be able to see the full screen. All right, so check this out over here. This section, hopefully it's coming through. This section right here, can you see it? Can you guys see this little window that I'm moving around? Hopefully. So right here I have one section that's called scenes, and it allows me to pre-program every single scene that you're going to see ahead of time, and then to back it with different overlays of either the artwork, videos, music. I have all of this set up in advance, so I know exactly what my show flow is going to be. I know right after I start my countdown timer, I have it set up that it goes to the first camera. I could have it set up, like if I had a second camera, I could have it set up to switch back and forth automatically. I actually do have a second camera, I just didn't set it up today. But these are things that if you can in advance go through and have all of your scenes set up, and you're not worrying about what is your flow of things, you know, oh, I've got to set up that scene, I forgot about this guest. In fact, when I do an interview, if I bring in a guest in for an interview, in Ecamm, they have this awesome feature where, I can't turn it on right now because I'm live, but I can assign people to a blank spot, just like how we have like these little guest silhouettes here. I can assign people that I know that are coming in advance to that specific scene. So they enter into my live stream, and then I say, this is, you know, camera 2, they're assigned to this spot. And then every single spot that I have that camera 2, that person's video and audio is going to come through. So I'm not trying to add people. I mean, sometimes there's some last minute stuff that happens. That's life. But for the most part, you have a general idea of what's going to happen with your live stream, right? You're not trying to figure out, oh, am I going to have a guest? I mean, you might randomly have some person that, you know, comes on, you know, by chance. But for the most part, you usually know in advance you're going to have a guest. So mapping this out is such a relief when you go live stream, because you've got so much stuff going on when you're live, thinking about engaging and making sure everything's right. Particularly, yeah, peanut butter and jam sandwiches, that's a good thing. Try some potato chips on top of it. I don't know. Okay, so last one I wanted to share with you is this part right here, and this is your prepping and understanding, like, what are your focal points. So take a screenshot of this or write it down really quick and reference it regularly. So when you're getting ready to go into your live stream or recorded video, know what is your goal. If you have any specific things that you know you have to call out, like let's say it's sponsors, or you're giving away a prize, or there's something, write it down in that reminder sheet. And then also key points, going back from that first slide that I showed you, like write down really quickly, what are the 3 key points you're trying to share. If you have any special links that you have to share during your live stream, dump it right into that document so that you can easily pull it while you're live, because you don't want to say, let me go look for that. I mean, if you have to, you have to. But if you are prepared, it's one little moment where you're not pausing and having your viewers wait. So check that out. And then also a spot for special notes. It could be questions that you want to ask your guest, or specific things that you've got to do. Those little things that are important for you to understand to be able to really create something fantastic. So keep those things on hand and use them regularly. It'll start to become second nature to you, but you've got to be willing to know. You got to be willing to know. So this is the thing. We are wrapping it up, and I want you to get better on improving your content. The one way that you can do that is map it out. So we've got a little bit of homework for you. Who's ready for some homework? Yay! You ready for some homework? All right, so this is the thing. I want you to grab your handy dandy Post-it note. And I'm going to tell you, this is actually a really powerful exercise. For starters, this isn't about digging in for 5 hours. I don't want you to do that. I literally want you to set a timer for 5 minutes or look at your clock, 5 minutes and you're done. But I want you to mad dash write topics that you think would be a good fit for your show flow. So it could be, and it's funny because as you start thinking, you're going to get more of them. And in fact, we're going to do like a little guinea pig if you guys want to help me. And Shayna, thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to write down really quickly what are some topics that would be awesome to talk about for live streaming, video, and podcast. Okay, so we're going to do video. Okay, I'm writing down video. I'm going to put that down there. It could be cameras. All right, I'm writing that down. Audio. It could be software. It could be guest. It could be, what are some other things that like we've learned? It could be show flow. It could be, you get the point. But I want you to write down, and you should end up like really, if you're doing this really quickly, you should end up with a stack of probably about 20 or so of these Post-it notes. Then I want you to go back and group like categories together. So like if you're talking about food, it might be, like food prep, properly cleaning your vegetables and fruit, or how to make sure that your chicken is never dry, or, best recipe for chocolate chip cookies, or how to make a smoothie with the freshest ingredient, or with frozen ingredients, or fresh, or whatever. So you got to go through and write those different things down. Write those down on your Post-it notes, and then go back and then group them into like categories. This is going to help you do your brainstorming and also create your next set of content for your next big training or series or whatever it is that you're doing. This is going to allow you to never be stuck for what am I going to talk about. Take the time to do this and do it tonight. And then I would love to know from you tomorrow, how many ideas did you come up with? But don't spend an hour, 5 minutes, rapid fire. So does that sound good to you? Does that sound like something that you can do? All right, I'm counting on you. Get the homework done. And Jacqueline, let's go. Yes, get that homework done. And have fun with it. You can find a lot of inspiration that's sitting in your brain that you don't even know that's there until you get into this rapid fire. And you're going to have a lot of fun. So for now, that's about all that I've got for you guys today. I'm super grateful that you came out. VIPs, I will meet you in the Zoom session. Give me like about 3 minutes. I've got to reset one thing and then come back in. So I'll be there about 5:05. And I'm really looking forward to that one. Also, check your email, VIPs. I sent out a workbook that is to help you really understand your avatar. And I know that you might be busy, and I know it can easily get filed away, but take the time to do that. If you do things like work on that avatar, work on this Post-it note thing, work on that video presentation, it's going to help you get better. In fact, this is one more thing I want to give to you guys today. You want one more little homework assignment? I'm going to give it to you anyways. All right. So often we get really uncomfortable doing some of these videos, right? And I get it. I totally understand. It's like, oh, I got to go on video again. But I want you to get super comfortable doing this. So instead of texting your friends, I want you to go over to, I don't know what kind of device you have. I'm a Apple Mac girl. But if you go over into your phone, you usually have the option where you can like add a video, record a video. So instead of just randomly texting your friend or your family, I want you to start sending a video message. If you don't feel comfortable with the video, start with the audiogram, not audio to text. No. We want either like full-fledged audio of you talking, or even better yet, a full video. So let's say that you're getting ready to go pick up some books at the store. You want to know if your kid wanted anything. You do your video. Hey, getting ready to go to the bookstore. Wanted to know if you need anything. If you do, let me know. I'm on my way. Bye. Do it on video. I want to see if you can start to do that for a couple of days. Because the more that you practice, the better you're going to get. And the cool thing about that that approach is you're sending that video to people that you care about, that know you. And you're going to be a little bit more relaxed versus, oh my gosh, I'm going live with strangers and I don't know who's there. Ah. Start sending it to people that you know and care. It's going to get you connected with your voice. It's going to get you a little bit calmer when you push that record button. And you're going to have so many benefits that come from it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I did go a little bit over, but I appreciate you all. In the meantime, be good, be happy, and most definitely be blessed. I'll see you in a few minutes, VIP. Bye.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got